your place when it's your same destination.
Hey, Jennifer.
Yeah.
Does it feel kind of like a cult?
No.
Okay.
Jennifer.
Do they make you wear a white robe and purple Nikes?
No.
Okay.
No. Okay. All right.
Well,
Resort. They do call you every morning and say, "Would you like to come down for breakfast?" And they're trying to sell you another week.
No,
More.
Jennifer,
What?
it's a cult.
it's a cult, and also they make you shave your head when
There's
you go
that.
down.
And you
Oh,
no
my
longer
gosh.
talk. You no longer talk to your family. That
No
happens.
way.
Yeah, they come looking for you.
That's creepy.
Let's go to Christy in El Monte. Hey, Christy.
Hey, how are you?
We are good, thank you. Timeshares seem great to
Yeah.
that last
Yeah, it
person.
seemed like it worked for her.
I used to work for a company that would try to get people out of their timeshare.
Oh.
Don't
Okay,
ever
so why is
sign
it-
a timeshare contract?
Why is it so difficult to get out?
So it's all in fine print, but the timeshare contract, first of all, you can never get out of it, and your heirs inherit it.
No. Wait, hold
your
up.
contract's in perpetuity.
Hold
No.
up. So if your parents
Yes.
bought one, it's now your debt once they move on?
Yes.
What?
Okay,
How
question.
is that possible?
Question,
Which is
Kristen.
why there's thousands and thousands of them for sale online for $1.
Whoa.
Are there really?
Yeah, I'm sure, because that's just the maintenance fees that you're due. Chrissy, are there better ones than others? Are you painting all of them as bad? No.
They're all the same.
Wow.
All the same. Even the Disney Alani one. It's all the same.
Right.
Christy, is it a
Do
cult?
not.
Yeah.
Does it feel like a
Is it a
cult?
cult?
It's not a cult, but I can tell you that it's definitely practically impossible to get out of it. It'll cost you tens of thousands of dollars to get out of one.
That's
and
crazy.
The companies that are around to try to get you out of them, they themselves are practically scams, because what happens is they take your $10,000 to get you out of it, and then all they're doing on the back end is they then start paying your facility fees.
Sure.
And I know that because I used to be the person who would use the CEO's credit card to make the payments.
Christy's
And I
part of the
sat there on
cult, you
phone
guys.
all day long to make payments.
She's part of the cult.
Right before we went into the segment,
I
too.
long left this job.
Right.
And then what would happen is they would promise you that you would make all your payments on time, but inevitably they never did. So then it would go against your credit score.
What is going on?
Start contacting them and yelling, like, you were supposed to pay my payment, and you didn't do it. So then go, okay, well, we'll pay it now. And then I would be the person who'd have to go online and make all of those
All
payments.
right. So the timeshare is
to try to get caught up. And and actually what was happening is on the back end, the company would collect many timeshares and then sell them back to the original company in a block at a loss.
All right. First, I'm nervous Christy gets paid by the word. Secondly, we got an article right before we went on air about a woman who's stuck in a timeshare as well, and she's been trying, and she paid $5,000 to a company who now won't call her back.
So the timeshare company is a scam and a cult.
And
And
then
then
they're
the
all
companies
working.
that get you
Yeah.
out of those,
Yes.
also a scam
They're
and
all
a cult.
working in cahoots
And they
together.
change their name. They go out of business and change their name, and they reorganize as an LLC and then reopen as under a new name.
Unbelievable.
All right, so we're going in on timeshare together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Do not.
This is Kevin in the Morning with Allie and Jensen. K-Rock.
Time for one last look at what's happening.
Do you guys remember back in 2011, Robert Pattinson was doing press for the movie Water for Elephants, where he was playing a circus hand in that movie?
Do you guys remember
No,
that?
I don't remember that
Oh,
at
yeah,
all.
I remember it like it was yesterday.
I don't remember
One
that
of the
at all.
greatest moments in media history.
You're just saying words.
Yeah.
Here's why I bring it up.
You guys remember Robert Pattinson's one film about elephants and chocolate and water? He did a bunch of media for it. It was great. Interviews.
He was asked on the Today Show. It became a big story. He
Yeah,
was
huge.
asked on the Today Show if he ever went to the circus as a kid.
What?
Oh, yeah. That classic moment in Robert Pattinson history.
To which Robert Pattinson said only once because a clown died.
What?
And Matt Lauer was like, wait, what? And he's like, yeah, I went and clown died and everyone was running out. It was a horrible experience.
Okay.
And it was a real bummer of an interview. And Matt Lauer was like, wait, are you serious? And he's like, yeah, I'll never forget it. It was intense.
Okay.
And then a week later, he's like, yeah, I made that all up.
What?
And I have loved Robert Pattinson ever since.
He's
He
great.
made that up.
And I feel like he does that a lot. Case in point, this interview that he just did for Allure. He said, lots of people tell me I smell like a crayon, like I'm embalmed or something. So he's talking about some of his favorite scents, and he said definitely the scent of when you're in love with someone, and the smell is incredible. It brings out like an animal state, an animal side of being human. And the worst smell, I mean, I don't really mind grimy stuff. I love the smell of things people really hate. But burning hair is revolting. Like, what are you even talking about, Robert Pattinson?
Robert.
And then he talks about how he never thought he should be up for any of the good-looking guy roles because he's always felt he was really awkward. He says, and then in Twilight, Edward is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. But when I turned up for the audition, I had done a job where I had dyed my hair black. I had 1.5 inches of roots. I had waxed my body. And then I had a few months where I was just drinking beer all day. So I had this hairless, chubby body. I looked like a baby with a wig on. What? Is he just messing with every reporter now?
I feel like yes.
Oh, I respect it
I feel
so
like
much.
yes.
You guys, go back to that Today Show interview. Where
I don't need to. I have it tattooed, the whole transcript on my back.
It's
one of the most famous moments in media history.
Matt Lauer's really taken aback. Like,
well, of course.
Wow, that sounds awful.
Really, you saw that in real life.
He lied about the whole
great.
thing.
Love him.
God, it's so good.
Also, people that are mad about him in the Batman, they did like a screen test and showed it. You saw that this last week?
Oh, that it's incredible. Looks amazing.
I think it looks great.
Yeah.
And on top of that, people still mad about Robert Pattinson. Just watch Uncut Gems. It's now on Netflix. You can watch it. It just got added. He is an incredible actor. I could not be more excited about this.
Wait,
Good Time.
I was going to say
sorry.
he's not in
same
Uncut
directors, same directors, writers. Good Time.
Who's mad about him being
Tons
Batman?
of people.
A lot of people.
A lot of
Affleck
backlash.
fans?
No.
Okay,
Just
no
people
one like Affleck.
No. People who don't want him to be Batman. And yet he was so good in Good Time, and now it's on Netflix. You can watch it. He's a great actor.
He lied.
And Lighthouse. And Lighthouse. Go see Lighthouse, which he's incredible in.
He lied about
Yeah, he's also deserves this. Exactly.
a clown dying in a circus. I respect it. I think it's amazing. I love him, and I want him to prosper in any way he can.
Agreed.
Anyone that makes Matt Lauer stop in their tracks, like, this doesn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Best news ever. Adele telling a crowd at a wedding, yeah, next album's coming in September.
Weird place to make an announcement.
Well, she was officiating the wedding of her childhood friend.
She made it about her. Hey, guys, this is a great wedding, but my album comes out in a year.
She was officiating the wedding. Can you imagine? Do you take this man who's super stoked for my new album to come out in September?
Drops in September.
To be your lovely witted wife. Well, it was her childhood friend, Laura Dockrell, who married a guy named Hugo White, who's a member of the band The Maccabees. They got married at a London pub on Saturday. I've never been more jealous to be in this audience. She's on stage singing Rolling in the Deep with a wedding band, and then she sings My Same, which is written about her best friend from childhood, Laura Dockrell. And then you look in the audience in some of these videos and you're like, is that Florence Welch from Florence and the Machine just singing along to all the words? Yeah, she was. It was Florence Welch.
Sounds pretty awesome.
It sounds like a blast, you guys.
She's such a butthole.
I don't think that's what we're saying at all.
Amazing. Remember I told the story of when I went to the Adele concert? I was so excited to see Adele.
Yeah.
And she starts singing, and I just start crying.
Yep.
Because she's amazing. And then my bitch of a friend, Michelle Beadle,
Made me so happy.
just looks at me, and her face is probably like 6 inches from mine, but I was so in the moment, and I like look over, and she's like, what are you even doing right now? What is wrong with you? She's just mean. And then I bought tickets to see Adele at one of her last concerts at Wembley. And then I was in the Uber heading for the airport and found out it was canceled.
Yes. Yes.
I was on a real run that
Yes, you
year
were.
of things that I was super excited about that got canceled. It was a real gift, you guys.
Yeah!
I feel like that's mean that you're just
Very
celebrating
happy about it.
that. Guys, live from Washington, it's Saturday night. Kenan Thompson, the longest tenured SNL cast member, is going to serve as the MC of this year's White House Correspondents Association dinner, the annual big old party where they're like, hey, celebrate us. Hassan Minhaj will be a featured repeat performer at this event as well. So I guess some laughs will be had. Jensen will watch it on C-SPAN.
Yeah.
Can't wait for you to let us know how
Finally
it does.
get to watch that channel.
Yeah.
Really been looking forward to it.
Every once a year, I'm just like, man, C-SPAN.
You live for it.
I know. I love the silence in between politicians talking. You know what I mean? The meeting sounds.
Yeah.
It sounds very dull.
Yeah.
The worst ever.
Please, I'd rather sit in my bed, like, just staring at a wall.
I feel like there's too many festivals because there's a new one called Seltzerland.
What?
Set to debut in Minneapolis, then New York, then Chicago, and 6 other cities beginning this spring.
Seltzerland.
Yeah, it's all about seltzer, White Claw, Natty Light, Smirnoff, and more. There's going to be food, games, music. I guess you have a whiskey festival, you have a beer festival. No.
I don't want to go to a seltzer.
I don't either, especially after hearing that the CEO said that hard seltzers have spiked over the past year and they're not slowing down.
Nope.
Oh, sir, how dare you? All right. Some birthdays
Do
for
we know
you.
who's performing at Seltzerland?
I don't know if they're going to have bands or if
What?
it's just...
No bands at a festival?
At
Like
a
famous ones or
whiskey
whatever.
festival or a beer festival, sometimes you don't have bands. You just let the beer be the artist that you're celebrating. But
Okay.
feel free to use that, seltzer dude.
I just think, you gotta book it knowing it's for seltzer or whatever. So you have to think about bands that would be good for people getting drunk on seltzer,
Okay.
like Brian Setzer, or I
Just because
call
it
it Brian
sounds
Seltzer.
like
because his name
seltzer?
sounds like it. Yeah,
You're
but,
an idiot.
But then I'm also thinking like, what bands would be good with seltzer? Like you're downing White Claws. What do you want to hear?
That's a great question.
It's a good question.
Yeah.
We'll work it out off air if you
No
want.
one.
But if you're
If I'm drinking seltzer,
Yeah.
like a White Claw and you're like, man,
Muggs is pointing
What
at
would you
something. What are you pointing at?
Let's read the note.
who would you want to perform?
Where's the note?
Who would you want to perform? I always want the Foo Fighters to perform.
Okay.
But they wouldn't do that, I don't believe. I don't know.
Downing White Claws. I'm trying to think.
Okay. I don't have a note because I wasn't logged in. What is the note?
You'd be
say?
downing Bud Light seltzers because those are clearly better.
Right.
That's the note
It's a dumb note.
that you wanted me to read?
No.
No, it's important.
What he's saying is we are in cahoots with Bud Light Seltzer, but I don't think that we're making fun of seltzer. I think we're saying it's good and that we're having a festival. Who would perform it?
Who would perform?
Yeah.
I'd say Brian Setzer.
Pretty good day over here.
This has gone well.
Good day.
Yoko Ono, Molly Ringwald, John Travolta, Ike Barinholtz, and Dr. Dre.
That was good.
Mugs, where are you gonna be?
POD would be fun with a bunch of seltzers.
Sure.
Yeah.
Brian Setzer, POD. So far we have locked in.
Harvey Danger.
Good one. He'd be good with, with
Yeah.
seltzers. All right, move on.
I will be at the
Kevin Seltzer.
Oh,
he was
God.
the shortgortop for the New York Mets.
Would he perform?
I don't
Just
know.
like maybe
Signing
play
autographs.
Take
catch.
grounders?
Yeah.
He'd play
Meet and greet.
Just take grounders. I'm going to head over to stage 6. He's just taking grounders.
I'm going to play Pepper with people who want to come play. All right, Muggs.
Can I go now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I already got it out.
All right, good. Today is the last week. It starts the last week where you can come down to Del Taco and pick up a pair of lift tickets to K-Rock Storms Bear Mountain. I'm so excited I can't even talk.
I get it.
And we will be at the Del Taco in Torrance today at 20135 Hawthorne Boulevard. 12 to 1.
Holy crap!
That's right. First 50 people in line will get a pair of lift tickets to K-Rock Storms Bear Mountain featuring Lovely the band and some free food. Come join me, won't you? Bring a seltzer.
Thanks, Muggs. A 5 p.m. commercial-free hour with Stryker and Klein is happening thanks to a random act of helpfulness from the SoCal Helpful Honda dealers. Tomorrow morning, an all-new show. We've got Get Up on This. We have Animal Stories, and we have more tickets for you to see Incubus with 311 and Bad Flower tomorrow morning.
This is Kevin in the Morning on K-Rock.
What? Find that hard to believe.
106.7 KROQ FM.